If you're thinking about moving here to Birmingham, you've probably already Googled the basics. What are the best suburbs? What are the best schools? And then whatever the internet decides to show you, that's all you really know. And the problem with that is that people, that's where they make their biggest mistake. I see it all the time. They move here, they unpack, they get settled in, and then they're like, wait, this isn't where I thought I would be. So today I'm breaking down the top 3 mistakes that people make when moving to Birmingham. Plus, if you stick around until the end, I'll show you a bonus one that almost nobody talks about on the internet, even though it affects your day-to-day life in a huge way. I'm Chase Horton. I work all over the Hoover, Vestavia Hills, Mountain Brook, Homewood area, and this is the honest, local version of what living here is really like. All right, let's start with mistake number 3. This is a big one. People assume that all the Birmingham suburbs are kind of blended together, but that could not be further from the truth. They definitely don't. Each one has its own vibe, has its own personality, and really its kind of own rhythm to daily life. Homewood, for instance, is where young families are flocking. Edgewood especially. You've got strollers everywhere, people walking to restaurants, kids walking to the park. It's a very active community, it's charming. Now Hollywood, on the other hand, is gorgeous. It's got old Spanish-style homes, but you're paying for character and not necessarily square footage. A lot of the bedrooms are smaller, the layouts are older, but the charm is next level. And just a heads up, if you have kids and they're going to Edgewood Elementary, the drop-off and pickup there feel kind of like a community event. If you live close, that's awesome, but if you didn't expect the traffic, you're gonna learn today. Now, Mountain Brook is a whole different animal. It's classic Birmingham. It's got huge trees, got winding roads. These Mountain Brook villages feel like you're in a little European town. It's beautiful. But here's the thing people don't realize. Mountain Brook has some pretty serious hills. Some of the streets freeze earlier in the winter. The driveways are no joke. It is part of the charm, but it's something you need to know before you buy. And as far as kids go, Mountain Brook kids are involved in everything. Sports, music, clubs, you name it. So if you want a high engagement, high energy school community, you'll love Mountain Brook, but you're gonna pay for it. Now Vestavia is probably the most mixed of all the suburbs. Some parts of it feel old and established, and others feel brand new. Like Liberty Park is its own little bubble. You've got lakes and golf courses and parks, restaurants, and schools all in one loop. You barely have to leave the neighborhood if you don't want to. Now Cahaba Heights is the total opposite. You got trendy restaurants, new construction tucked in between older homes, and quick access to Highway 280. Now here's a parenting insight for you. Parents love Liberty Park because everything is right there. You've got practices, fields, schools, all inside the neighborhood. Now the flip side is that you're not walking anywhere like you can in Homewood. You're driving everywhere. Now Hoover is huge. It's hands down the most varied in terms of home size, pricing, style, and everything. Greystone has that gated golf course community feel. River Chase gives you space, lake access, and very good value for the money. Black Ridge is modern, it's sharp, it's built around the water. Everly is the newest, walkable, lifestyle-focused community that everyone is talking about. Now, if you're in the youth sports world, baseball, soccer, football, Hoover is super convenient. Most tournament and practice fields are nearby, which saves you a ton of driving on the weekends. Now, mistake number 2 is one that almost everyone makes. People trust Google Maps way too much. Birmingham is not a big city, but our hills and roads make things feel further than they look. 5 miles can be 5 minutes, or it can be 25 minutes, depending on the route and the time of day. So here are some real examples that only locals know. Homewood to Liberty Park. It looks like a quick trip until you hit 459, or get stuck behind a semi on Grants Mill. Bluff Park to Highway 280. You're going down the mountain either way, and in the mornings, it's very slow. Not because people drive slow, it's just the curves, it's the school zones, the natural bottlenecks, you get stuck behind a bus. Greystone to downtown. If you leave early, it's smooth. Leave a little later, and it's gonna be a parking lot until you hit the interstate. It's a nightmare. Vestavia in general, they're beautiful. The roads are beautiful, they're narrow and curvy. People drive cautiously. You're not flying through there. Highway 150 in Hoover is very convenient with tons of shopping and tons of restaurants, but around 5 p.m., you're sitting behind every team that just left practice, so you're not going anywhere fast. All right, mistake number 1, and this one shocks nearly everyone who's moving here from a bigger city, is that yes, Birmingham is more affordable. and you do get way more bang for your buck here than a massive city like New York or LA or Atlanta or Miami. And interestingly, those are some of the cities where we're getting a lot of out-of-state buyers from, because they see how much house you can get here versus there, and they learn about the lifestyle here, and it becomes a very attractive option. But the amount you save depends wildly on where you're looking. Here's some examples. A small 3-bedroom in Edgewood might cost the same as a premium new construction 5-bedroom home with a basement in Hoover. In Mountain Brook, on the other hand, you're paying for the lifestyle, the villages, the schools, the charm, and the exclusivity, not just the house. Liberty Park is newer, it's polished, it's full of amenities, and you're gonna pay for that. Black Ridge in Hoover is stunning, but each phase has a completely different feel and price point. Greystone is everything from patio homes to celebrity luxury estates. Cahaba Heights is booming, and the values reflect that. River Chase is one of the best values in the metro area for space and lot size. So yeah, your money does go further here in Birmingham, but where you choose determines exactly how much further. This bonus one is something that only locals ever talk about. Birmingham has a lot of quirks that are not that obvious if you're moving here from out of state. For instance, red clay dirt, it affects the drainage of your home. Basements are great to have, but you need to know how they handle water. Microclimates, yes, they're a thing. Here's some examples. Greystone is a lot higher up than other areas. You have much colder mornings, more wind, and the roads freeze faster. River Chase, on the other hand, sits lower, so you're gonna have milder winter temperatures. Greystone gets morning fog because it's right there on the lake. Homewood and Edgewood have tight lots and older plumbing. Mountain Brook has big hills and incredible trees, but the big trees mean big maintenance. These things affect comfort, energy bills, yard upkeep, all the stuff you don't think about until you're actually living here. So that's the breakdown. The biggest mistakes that people make when moving to Birmingham, and the real life, boots on the ground version of what it actually feels like living in Homewood, Mountain Brook, Vestavia, and Hoover. If you're comparing neighborhoods like Greystone or Liberty Park, Edgewood, Hollywood, River Chase, Black Ridge, Everly, or Cahaba Heights, or you just want help figuring out which suburb really matches your lifestyle, reach out to me. People contact me every single week from this channel, and I'm always happy to help families make this move without the guesswork. You're not just choosing a house, you're choosing how you want your life to feel. And if you want the insider version of Birmingham, I'm your guy.